Hey guys, Kevin Tetz here. Most vehicle manufacturers recommend that you flush the cooling system on your vehicle in regular intervals. So we're going to show you how easy it is to do a flush and fill on a later model vehicle using peak antifreeze that you can pick up at your local AutoZone. It's an easy project to do and it'll probably take you a little more than an hour. Let me explain a couple things first. Your owner's manual has the information that you need for coolant capacity. Don't have an owner's manual? No worries, your local AutoZone store has the information for most vehicles on coolant capacity and coolant type. Always follow the manufacturer's recommendations for both coolant type and the amount, as well as the regular service intervals. Antifreeze is poisonous, so don't pour it down the drain or in the street. And when done, you can use your old jugs and pour the old coolant in to take it to your local recycling center. Now, tap water can have minerals and additives in it that could eventually corrode or rust your cooling system. Distilled water has no minerals in it and is the best way to ensure that you've got the cleanest fluids running through your cooling system. Distilled water is inexpensive, you can pick it up at your local grocery store, and it is definitely something that we recommend. Now, when you're just flushing your system, tap water is perfectly fine as long as you follow it with a flush of distilled water before you put your new coolant in. When buying your antifreeze, you've got a choice. You can either get 100% coolant and mix it with distilled water, or you can buy the 50-50 blend. Now, in most climates, a 50-50 blend is okay, but we recommend that you buy the 100% concentrate and mix it with distilled water, especially if you drive in a harsh environment. That way, you can cocktail your mix and come up with a perfect solution regardless of the environmental conditions that you're driving in. All right, let's get started. Okay, first things first, make sure your vehicle is parked on a flat surface in the park position with the brake on. And also make sure the engine's cool. You never want to crack into a system that's hot. It could be pressurized and it could hurt you. And now's a great time to check your hoses and clamps and make sure nothing's dry rotted or brittle, and we're in pretty good shape here. Next thing you want to do is locate the pressure cap on the radiator, not the reservoir, but the pressure cap itself, which is typically on the side of the radiator tank. Ours is right here. And what we're going to do is take the pressure cap off, and what that does is allows air into the system that helps push the coolant out when you crack the drain valve on the bottom. Now, most vehicles are going to have a drain plug on the bottom of the radiator on one side or the other. In this car, it's over here, and it requires a socket wrench to open it. Your vehicle might be different. You're going to have something to catch the antifreeze and the fluid coming out the bottom. And I like these open drain buckets because you can position it underneath the antifreeze coming out, and it's got a pour spout on the end so you can pour your old antifreeze back into the jugs and take it to your local recycler. You're going to need some safety equipment, some safety glasses, because you're underneath the car, you don't want anything falling in your eyes, and you want to wear gloves because let's face it, antifreeze, it's kind of nasty, you want to keep your hands clean. You can pick all of this stuff up at your local AutoZone. Now, obviously, we've got a car jacked up, but it's just to give you a better look at what we're doing. With everything in place, open the drain plugs slowly to drain out the old fluid. Remember, there could be at least 2 gallons of antifreeze behind here waiting to get out, so just be careful. And check your local laws and regulations when you're disposing of your old fluid. There it is. We've got our drain plug reinstalled, and now we're going to fill up the system with distilled water and then reinstall the pressure cap. Make sure you check your service manual because some vehicles, especially late model ones, may require a special fill procedure. We've been running the car for a few minutes with the heater turned wide open. That's because we want the cooling system to heat up. An easy way to tell if it's hot is to put your hand in front of the vent. Warm air means a warm system. Now, if you're doing this in a garage, make sure that your garage door is open, or if you're doing it like we are with the garage door closed, make sure your exhaust is ducted to the outside. You always want to be safe. The car's been shut off and cooling down for about 15 minutes. Everything's cool to touch. So now we're going to finish another drain procedure. From here, if it drains clear, you're ready for the next step. If it doesn't, just repeat the distilled water purging process until it does run clear. For our climate, we're going to use a 50-50 mix of 100% concentrate antifreeze, and distilled water. Now here's an easy way to get an accurate mix. First, take your empty distilled water jug and fill it halfway up with the peak antifreeze. And by the way, pour it out the side. That way air will displace the antifreeze coming out and it won't splash all over the place. Now all you have to do is fill it the rest of the way up with distilled water. And there is your 50-50 mix. No math involved. But if you don't want to mess with any of this, well, the 50-50 premix is a pretty good option. Now we're using our 50-50 mix because our winters here, well, they're pretty mild. But if you live in an extreme climate, a lot of fluctuation in temperature change, you can use up to 70% of the concentrate in your mix. It just depends on where you live. All right, we'll start the engine. We'll suck up the last of that fluid, cycle it through. When you start the car, the engine's water pump is going to pull some of that antifreeze down into the engine. If it looks like your fluid level is getting low, keep adding until it looks normal. When the engine heat cycles, well, you can throw the radiator cap back on the car, shut it off. We're good. With the car shut off and the engine cool again, you want to open your radiator cap and check your level. And it's good. Nice green color. Your reservoir tank for your overflow has a predetermined mark that you need to fill that up to. So we're going to add 50-50 and top it off. Yep, that's it. It's that easy. Hope this video helps you out. I'm Kevin Tetz. See you in the zone.